See, you know what? Because I heard the click stop and I thought you stopped.
Like, if I didn't roast you, then you would know that I did not actually love you. Roasting is a sign of love.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, and the more crispy the thing is.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Lucas, and you're watching Fine Tuning.
Do you still do that?
Every time.
Do you still sign off?
Yeah, every time.
Okay.
Now, why I do that, I don't know. It's just like a...
It's your Al Borland sign off.
Oh my god!
Because he's the one that does it.
Oh my god, is that where I get that from?
Yep.
What's up, guys? It's Lucas, and you're watching Fine Tuning. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Lucas, and you're watching Fine Tuning. And today we'll be doing...
Is it cringy? Or is it not?
For those of you who don't know, this is my lovely wife, Heather. We've been together for 15, going on 16 years, married for 10. We have 2 kids. She's been around me for a large chunk of my guitar playing career, but not all of it.
Like, I think the last time I was on the channel, I was like gigantically
Yeah,
pregnant.
mega prego, yeah.
Yeah, we were going like on a trip.
That's probably the last
like
one.
maybe Blacksburg.
Yeah, that's probably the last one. We've done a lot of stuff in 2 years.
I know, but you wouldn't let me back on the channel.
Aww. So for a bit of background, Heather and I went to school together from like middle school on. However, we did not really interact with each other.
Insert high school photos
Oh,
of Heather and Lucas.
that's so great. I can't wait to see those on the screen. We didn't start dating until after we graduated high school and went to separate colleges. So there's a big chunk of my musical stuff that she didn't really experience firsthand. But then kind of as I started to form my first serious band, then Heather was around. So she's been around from kind of the beginning.
And now that he's sure I'm not going anywhere, I can see some of this older stuff, and he's not worried about it.
I mean, I feel like I'm safe at this point. I think after the second kid, I really set the hooks in. I think we're okay now. Oh, I didn't bring my Stanley cup today. Could have done my Stanley sponsorship. Sponsored by Circle Water. It's water, but circular. Okay, so what we're going to do is I have prepared a series of clips, each about 30 seconds to a minute long. We're going to have Heather just watch these clips and then react to each one and tell me on a level of like not cringe to very cringe how cringy it is.
So here's how you'll know if it's really cringy, kind of cringy, or not cringy at all. See how I left you room to insert those things?
I mean, that's cool. Okay, so clip number 1. This is the earliest clip that I could find of me playing guitar, or in public anyway. This is the like 2004 high school jazz band.
Ooh, jazz band.
This is my first gig right here. I really think there might have been one before this, but that would have been jazz band too. But I'm really, really fresh here because I started in Christmas of 2003, and this is like probably May of 2004.
So that was Lucas. That was the most embarrassing moment of your life?
That was the most embarrassing moment of my life so far. Oh, it's really hard to watch.
Yeah, can we just back up and like freeze frame so I can see the whole scene?
Sure, I would love to do that for you.
On the cringe meter, this is cringy.
Yeah.
But it's not just you alone. Like, it's not that you are cringy. It's the whole thing we got going. Because the band coming in with you, not good. They're like out of tune. And, oh, it's rough. Like, you and the other guitar player, Dusty, alone would probably have been just like medium cringe.
But when you add the band.
But the whole jazz band together.
Yeah.
And and the fact that you two are like facing each other. That is a little cringy.
Yeah.
Like, look at us, battle guitars, yeah! I love the crowd's general reaction of nothing.
Yeah.
They're all like...
My favorite part of this is that the band itself is horribly out of tune.
I mean, so out of tune.
And God bless Mr. Lawson, our band director, for like dealing with this over and over and over again.
Yeah, because he had to feel the burn of embarrassment as he stood there before you, listening to this out-of-tune mess. I just don't know if there's a way to make electric guitar and a clarinet meet.
There is. It's just not this. It's not this at all.
All right.
Okay.
On to the next one.
If I could go any lower, I would. I just physically can't go any lower, and I'm trying. All right, do you want to rate it before I give you the context?
Let's start with the rating. This one was cringy.
So cringy. That is actually, first of all, that's right across the road here from where we live now. That was 2005. My mother got remarried, and I don't know why, but she asked me and my band at the time, who had never done a rehearsal before.
Oh, so this was just...
Yeah, we just threw it together.
Okay.
Yeah, to get up and play. She had like a nice bluegrass band thing that like played the music for her wedding. They were very talented. And they, of course, agreed to let us use their like microphones and everything. And so we played like, I don't know, 3 or 4 songs or something. And again, I was like, yeah, I'm really excited about this. Like, this is going to be cool. You know what I can see here? I'm wearing 2 t-shirts because I was so skinny that I was trying to wear the extra t-shirts. Make myself
sticking
look
it up, you
there.
know? You're just doing all these like hand movements, like major wrists. Like,
Yeah.
You were just...
Very uncontrolled.
Yeah, very uncontrolled. But I'm sure in your brain you were thinking, oh man, I'm going to town on this guitar.
I don't know if I was or not. Definitely I was nervous. Tempo. I can clearly hear this Kelly back here on the drums. I can clearly hear him. He's in time. He's keeping tempo, the BPM, very steady. And I'm just like really rushing it. Like that whole first part of the solo is way faster.
Yeah, you're keeping time with your bouncing foot, but your foot is like...
way ahead. I mean, this one is hard to watch. I think, to me, this one is harder to watch than the other one. Because at least in the other one, you can view it in the lens of like, oh, this is like the school band or whatever. But like, no, I did this on my own. Like, this is my doing.
It's a good thing we're already married.
Right, yeah. And I already got 2 babies out of you, so. I just want to say, in case you just stumble upon this video instead of like one of my other videos first, I promise I'm better now. I'm definitely better now. How much? That's debatable, but I am better. That's fine. We can stop there. That's enough. That's enough. That'd be sufficient.
Oh.
I mean, I don't think
you're gonna put these out there for all the world to see.
I'm hoping this is gonna be therapeutic for me because I had to watch all of this as I was digitizing these tapes, and I was like, I can never let anyone see it. So I'm hoping that this will help me let it go. I'm gonna give it its proper goodbye, and then let it go.
Did it spark joy?
It did not spark joy. Oh no!
This is exactly the frame that I want.
Oh no!
Let's give it our rating. It is cringy.
I know. I think isn't that a little less cringy than the thing before?
Oh no!
It's an equal amount of cringy.
Babe. Let me tell you why.
Oh jeez.
Let me tell you why.
Oh jeez.
No regard for the song. You're like, let me just show you everything I've learned in 2 years on the guitar.
Okay, now hold up. This is Crossroads by Cream in the version, and I am playing.
Yes, son, I heard you play before.
I'm playing very close to what within reason, very close to what Eric Clapton does in the song.
But I'm considering your audience at the Mayfest.
Oh, I should have left in. There was earlier clips where my granddad panned over and there was some old people flat-footing to this. But like 2 or 3 of them. They're like, I mean,
Point number 2. Your hair is getting out of control. Like, not in a good way. It's getting pretty fuzzy up there.
Fair.
And then you wonder why we didn't date in high school.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Number 3. That face you're making while you're hitting that part of the solo is like, you are just feeling it.
And here's the thing. I can't remember if I was really feeling it or if I was just trying to put on
Just-
what I had seen rock stars do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You kind of look like Carl from The Walking Dead right there.
That hurts a little bit to hear that. Yeah.
What's interesting about this that you don't know is that I obviously always went to the Mayfest because we come from a very small town.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is 2006, so we would have been juniors in high school.
Yep.
So this was something that like we could have, usually you would leave after school and our high school was on the same street, just further down. So you could like walk down to the festival or drive.
10 minutes or something, walk, yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe less.
Yeah,
I mean,
very close.
It's very close. So anyway, I definitely used to go to Mayfest all the time. And there would be bands playing. And I always remember walking around. I would never stop to listen. I always like just kept right on going to see the vendors. And I always remember walking around and being like, oh my gosh, it's just so loud.
Okay, so moving on to the next clip in the next year.
So this is medium cringe.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Slightly less cringe.
I can tell you the context of this video.
Oh, sure.
Okay. This is at the Somewhere Else Tavern in Greensboro, North Carolina.
It no longer exists.
No longer exists, yeah. There's a tiny hole in the wall bar. This was about a year before we started dating. Because we started dating in like December of 2008. So you look similar to how you looked when we first started dating. Let's talk about what makes this medium cringy. It's purely, to me, what makes it medium cringy is your whole persona when you're on stage.
Yeah.
I mean, the feeling I get from you up there is you're like, look at me, I am amazing. That's what it you know, like puts off.
Yeah.
And like all the you also think your long hair is fantastic because of the way you're like whipping it around and stuff. Yeah.
That stings a little bit to hear you say that. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is Out of State, as you know. They may not know, but as you know, is kind of the beginnings of what became InterTwyneD, the band that I'm still in. So the drummer there is Chris, and the bass player would have been Josh.
I don't know why you're looking at me saying that. I knew all of that.
Yeah, well, okay. Anyway,
No, you know.
Chris, still the drummer. He's my cousin. He's been my drummer forever. Josh, bass player, best friend in high school. Those guys, great players, you know, whatever. Zero stage interaction presence whatsoever. Like, especially at the time. So I remember, I believe it was my dad that came up to me and was like, you guys look kind of dead up there. And so this was a direct response. I was like, okay, I've got to try and liven it up and bring some energy or whatever. And I thought if I did that, then like they would respond.
You thought if you were Robert Plant,
or Jimmy
would
Page
happen.
or something, So yeah, I thought if I leaned into that, then the energy would become reciprocal. And no, that's not what happened. What happened is that I did that, and they still stood there, and it just made me look. That's.
Fowler, this is a family-friendly channel. So anyway, and like playing so-so, like it's
getting better.
You can clearly see mass improvement in the last clip to this clip.
Yeah,
like,
and
much improvement.
This is, you know, in reality, less than a year from the last clip.
Yeah.
I don't feel as bad about this one. This is also original music that I'm playing here. A song that that never became anything else. But
Oh, because it wasn't
Okay, let's just move
Well,
on. Let's just move on, shall we?
First, we must give it a rating.
Okay.
I give it a not cringy.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, this is not cringy to me.
Okay.
All
right.
You can. There's like mass improvement.
Yeah.
From the last one to this one.
Sure.
One of the reasons why there's mass improvement is because you've added another guitar player.
Yeah.
And
that's huge.
like, it's just made the sound different.
And it took pressure off me.
Yeah, exactly. Number 2, little known fact. He is wearing my favorite pair of jeans that he ever wore.
Oh man,
These were his stage jeans.
I haven't thought about those jeans in 10 years, at least.
The other part of this is that I am at this show.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this.
Yeah.
We had just started dating. I don't even know if we were officially like boyfriend and girlfriend yet, or if we were still just like
this is like
leading up to it. This is before Thanksgiving or after?
This would have been
December?
Yeah, I think this is December of 2008.
Because I definitely came to the show from college.
Yeah, I believe it.
So I drove like an hour and a half from college.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 hours. So I remember this video. But what is interesting to me is that he chose this song from this evening. Now, remember, we're just started dating, and I've come to see him play for the first time. So anyway, he's playing this song November 1st, which is about his ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
And then that's
Now, hang on.
Oh, it's about her.
Well, no, it's about the way that I felt about... Okay. It's more about, like, depression and grieving and angst and stuff. And I mean, yes,
It's about his ex-girlfriend.
Nice shot of your forehead. Now, also, the reason that I chose this song...
It's about his ex-girlfriend.
The reason that I chose this song from this clip...
Because you love this solo.
No! It's because that's the only clip from this year that I had. This is, like, the only
Where's
clip...
the rest of the show?
I don't know. This is the only clip that I could find of it. Like, there is two major things about this that made me cringe. The first one is that on one of the licks in the song, I missed the notes by half a step.
Yeah, I could hear it.
Yeah,
it's pretty noticeable.
Yeah, and I just missed it. And the other one is that I shouldn't even tell you this because you wouldn't have noticed, but there's a footstool right here.
Oh, I noticed. Well, I can't see it right now because of the camera, but
Right.
you used to take that footstool off your show so that you could do a power stance on it.
Well, no, not so that I could do a power stance. It was because I could brace the guitar against my leg. Because I was like, no, I'm not going to wear the guitar higher. I'll just brace it against my leg, and it won't affect my cool factor at all if I just put, not like a cool monitor wedge or something, but just like a footstool.
Yeah, just like what you keep in your bathroom.
Like a bathroom footstool.
On to the next one.
Okay.
Let me rate it first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not cringy.
Yeah, not cringy.
I remember this because I was at this show. Because once we started dating, okay, I came to every show.
Almost everyone.
And I was at almost every practice as well because that's the only time that I could see him. Because we would come home from college on the weekend and he would go have band practice and a show that same weekend. So if I didn't come to practice and watch him practice, and if I didn't come to a show and watch him play, I would never have seen him.
There you go, ladies.
That's how you do it.
That's girlfriend goals right there.
Anyway, I remember being at this show, and before it popped up, I knew it was the sound vent because the sound vent was this long, skinny, rectangular room.
Really weird venue.
So the sound, like the acoustics were really strange.
Really, really bad. This is still before, this is 2009, but before we became intertwined, so Josh is still playing in the band here. But you can see Kenan and I are more comfortable.
Yeah.
We're starting to write better songs and riffs. My playing is a little more confident and fluid. You know, like that's kind of the beginning. This is before we recorded the albums. This is before we had all the production stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not too like this doesn't bother me to watch.
Yeah, my brother was actually at this show too.
Oh, he was. I didn't remember that.
Yeah, this is the first time I think he had ever seen you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had totally forgotten about that. Yeah, because that was a fun thing. Like her family's very, very like.
Hey now,
reserved.
my family watches this sometimes.
Well, I know. I'm saying they're very reserved and conservative, and so for me to come in and be like, this would have been a surprise, I think, to them. And so I love your family. They're great. I feel bad that they had to experience the full brunt of me at this part of my life. It would have been a lot.
Well, it was a culture shock.
It was a culture shock, I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay, cringe factor, ultra cringy.
Yeah.
Ultra cringy! And let me just tell you why. So, one, obviously this is Halloween at the Summer Elks Tavern. Okay?
Say obviously because people don't know. They're going to be like, oh no, they just started dressing like idiots. Like,
no, yeah,
Halloween.
this is Halloween.
Everybody was wearing costumes.
He's doing Kiss
Alice
variation.
Cooper. I'm doing Alice Cooper.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, see the eye.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one.
Well, you looked more like Gene Simmons.
Cool, thank you for that.
Well, because you just did so much of the eye makeup. Yeah, that was not a good choice, I don't think, for Halloween.
I did my best. I did my best.
So to me, that's what makes
it cringe.
Cringy.
Is the outfit.
Is the Halloween choice.
The Halloween
now, I will send you a photo of what I wore to this Halloween show. Because I was
Is
Batman.
that the Batman
and
outfit?
I had an awesome outfit.
Yeah.
I looked legit. Music is way better. You have a Travis is playing bass now, and that just brings a different energy to the music.
Yeah.
It's much more. I don't know how to describe it.
It's just more. It's more musically thoughtful. I mean,
yeah,
like,
it's just more.
Yeah, because like as Kenan and I worked together more, we got more comfortable as writing music, and then Travis came in and brought in like another inspiring element because he was such a great bass player.
Yeah.
And so we just were really starting to jive musically with each other and like figure ourselves out. And I don't know if we had. I think probably we had done at least some of the tracks for our first record.
Yeah, it sounds a lot more like it sounds on your first album. You chose a clip of my least favorite song that you've written.
Again, it's just
I hate. He has a song called "Lie Through Your Teeth." Just look it up. I just think it has the cringiest lyrics.
Oh, come on. I wrote it when I was like 18. If it makes you feel better, this is a fan song that fans like now. And so I have to play the song now, despite the fact that
I know. Whenever he gets queued up, I'm like...
That I, too, now look back at it and cringe.
This is my bathroom break song.
But, like, if I don't play this song at an InterTwyneD gig, I'm going to get people yelling at me. I have not but myself to blame.
Mm-hmm.
So, ultra cringe. Terrific.
Next! Why'd you choose this one?
Well, I mean, I was just trying to not get the same song over and over again.
Yeah, but you could have done the solo that you guys do from Selma. So
we're getting to that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting to that.
You don't jump the gun.
Yeah.
All right, cringe level is medium.
Okay.
But not necessarily because of you.
Yeah.
So that's really not fair. The way the sound is just like...
Yes, so that's a thing.
But that's not really your fault.
No, it's not. And that's the thing with this Tavern videos. Is like when he installed this camera system, I don't know. It was like the guy who was running sound couldn't figure out how to keep it from peaking. So I don't know if we ever got a clip like this where the video would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the audio was just like all the time.
Yeah,
I did my best to trim it down and clean it up, but obviously it's a garbled mess. Like you can still kind of make it out. But yeah, that's just... the way the Tavern was.
Yeah.
You know, we were lucky to have the Tavern, honestly, because they let original bands, you didn't have to have really any kind of pedigree or, you know, demo or anything.
Okay, but saying that, some of the things you listened to there were...
Of course. But that's what it was for.
But yeah, it's just for people starting.
Yeah, it was like open mic night, but for full bands.
Yeah.
And you could come and play your original stuff. In fact, they were really strict about covers. They were like, don't play covers. We want you to come and only play your music. And so, like, really, I mean, Burley, we would not have been able to take off as a band had he not given us this venue. Yeah, what's cracking me up here is Kennan's hair tornado. That's like... So you're seeing Kennan be a little delayed about the cringe. Like, his cringe is a little behind mine.
Well, I would like to point out that once we started dating, you'll notice in the last 2 clips, someone's hair got shorter.
Let me just tell you, she was ruthless to me about my hair and my facial hair and, like, just everything. She was like, oh, Fowler, no, this is just, I just want to see your face. And if I had a beard, she'd be like, oh, no, you just shave it. Oh, I don't want to kiss you, just shave it.
Well, okay. Let's just rewind that old clip. Because you had facial hair, but you didn't keep it like...
Well, in my defense, it wasn't great facial hair.
Well, there's that too.
Like,
he had these triangle patches that would never grow in.
Yeah, and they're like, my mustache wouldn't connect to the goatee.
Yeah,
like,
that's the triangle.
You know, like, young guy beard wouldn't... It's much, like, more of an actual beard now.
And you still, at this time, when you had long hair, you wore it like a helmet. Because, like, you would have it wet, and you would take gel and just
put it, like...
pull it straight down, and it was just like a helmet of hair.
Yeah, no.
Okay?
I mean, just, if you don't have somebody to teach you this stuff, and, like, especially as a man, like, hair care is not a thing.
No, yeah.
Like, no one, at least at this time, as a man, would be like, oh, hey, man, maybe, like, let me teach you how to take care of your hair so it looks nice. Everyone's like, that's dumb. So, I mean, did it annoy me at the time when you would be constantly harassing me about cutting my hair? Yes. But do I understand it in hindsight? Also, yes. So what do we say? Just kind of medium cringe on that?
Yeah, medium cringe.
All right, let's move on. I specifically left a really long clip in there because that's your, like, favorite song.
My jam.
Yeah.
You can hear me in the background. I'm the one that goes, oh!
Was that you?
That's me.
I couldn't remember. I figured you were at that one. But.
That's me. And also, you were wearing your Kingdom Hearts necklace that I purchased.
Yeah.
I'm
a big old dork.
Yeah. But, yeah, like... You guys were, like, really peaking right there.
Right? That's the
like,
peak.
That's...
Yeah.
So My Soul is...
Yeah, and definitely that song was not going to get recorded. It wasn't going to get done up. But then Heather really adamantly was like, no, you guys got to do that song. And so we did. I mean, basically off her recommendation, that ended up... That's another, like, crowd favorite when we play that one.
One of the things that I enjoy about that song the most is that you do a 3-way solo.
Yeah.
You and Kennan and Travis... are all doing that solo together, and never... It's rare that a bass player can do a solo like that with the guitar player, like, in unison. Like, that just doesn't...
Yeah, Travis is a real monster of a bass player.
Travis is extremely talented, so, like, it really just brought up the whole song. And I mean, you can tell me if this is right or wrong, but I feel like, because that song was not written that way originally. And I think just one day he was like, oh yeah, I can do that too. And just like, does it with you?
Yeah, I think like that. I wrote the solo to the song. So the solo that I'm playing there is the solo I originally wrote. And then I think at some point I was like, hey, Kenan, we should do a harmony here. Mm-hmm. And then I think Travis was like, oh, well, I know how to play that. Because I think he just sat around at home and just figured that stuff out for fun. And then he was like, so if I just played a harmony, because Travis would always do those things where we'd look at him and be like, you could do that the whole time?
I remember at one show, one of his bass strings broke. Yeah. You guys were covering Killing in the Name.
Yeah.
And he figured, he just like, he was so good, he just moved it around and played it somewhere else, like around a broken string.
Yeah, Travis is, I mean, he is just that kind of like crazy, like savant level musician.
Yeah.
I mean, he really is. Well, good. That makes me feel a little better. And you'll notice I figured out how to make my hair look okay at that point.
Yes. We noticed that it has grown back out.
Yeah, she was not happy about it still. I mean, like already at this length, she's probably like,
I mean, it could be trimmed.
All right, I think this is the last clip here because this is, I believe, 2013. So let's roll it.
Great tonight!
Do you cringe a little at the moments where you talk like that?
No, I don't, because that's not me. That's the me that interacts with the audience. I don't control that. You know what I mean? Like it's the weirdest thing. Like when I see that, I'm like, that's not me. The playing part, I'm like, oh yeah, I can see what I'm doing there. But as soon as like talking to the audience guy starts, I'm like, I don't remember any of that.
This one is. I don't think it's cringy. So
no, yeah, cringy. Yeah, not cringy. I don't think.
I was not at this show because baby Cora, I would have either. It's 2013. I would have either been pregnant with her or just had her.
Not in 2013. You wouldn't have been.
Oh no, we had her in 2016. Didn't
we?
So we were married.
Yeah, we were married. Yeah, but not long.
But it would have been like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we would.
We would have almost been married because we got married in November.
Oh yeah, I bet this. Yeah, so this is probably. I remember it being cold. So, I mean, probably this was like October.
Now listen, ladies and gentlemen. We noticed that there are no clips after he got married. Whoopsie.
So, like, InterTwyneD. So what happened was...
What happened?
InterTwyneD kind of hit like a thing where we sort of stopped for a bit.
Now.
Oh, sweetheart.
Is this not how you wear it?
It's upside down.
What is it?
The whole thing is...
Okay, now...
You gotta put it under a microscope. You gotta... Basically what happened is not long before this, or right around this time, I can't remember exactly, Chris had his first child. And that kind of slowed us down as a band a little bit, as you would expect. I also got married and started a pretty demanding job, so that kind of added to slowing us down. Kenan graduated college, got a job. Brian already had like a full-time job there.
Brian was an adult.
Brian was already adult, way ahead of us. So that kind of collectively slowed us down. And then Kenan, he got into Extinction Level Event, which is his all bass metal band, if you've ever heard of them. They had like a pretty successful little run there. So he kind of went like on tour with them.
Was that already happening at this point? I thought that happened later.
No, right around this time is when it started.
Oh, okay.
So Kenan eventually was like, hey guys, I gotta leave the band. And it was at that point where, to me, I was like, well, Travis has gone on and Kenan left the band. Like, this doesn't feel like the band And Kenan really hurt because he and I are such like co-writers, like we work together really well. So when he left, we kind of let it slide for a while. Chris and I continued like working on stuff, but it wasn't until 2018 or something that we even kind of thought about maybe doing something again. And then we started working on writing some more stuff, and then it took until 2020 for us to even start rehearsing. So doing InterTwyneD happening again now is like a great thing that I'm super thrilled about, but I did not think was going to happen again. Because Kenan came back. That's the thing. I should say Kenan came back in like 21 or 20 or something like that. And I was like, yeah, like, let's go back and do this again. And immediately, like, there's the energy again. Like, me and Kenan, we just spark off each other really great. So.
All right. That's it for our trip down cringy lane. Do you now feel like you can move on from these cringy memories?
Yeah, that helps, honestly. A little bit. It does help me.
Your body language says otherwise.
Well, I mean, there are parts of it that are hard to watch. But I think what's more embarrassing is like the way that I know that you experienced all that stuff from a more mature standpoint and dealt with it. And so now I sit here as a mature, evolved adult man, and I'm like, oh God. Like, you'll say stuff like, okay, so you're reminding me of those things like where we're out and you're like, oh yeah, he just would break all this stuff down on the way home or whatever. Like, I kind of forgot about that. Like, I
bring that back up.
Because like I don't do it the same way anymore. Like I'm easier on myself. Partially because I'm better and partially because I've just learned to be easier on myself. But also I don't involve you in it like ever anymore. So like if I'm beating myself up, I'm doing it in private. You know, it's only when
the way God intended.
The way God intended. I go in front of a mirror and I'm like, no. But like the only thing I do with her now is if I feel like I've got something pretty good as a song or something, after I've done as much work to it as I think I can do, then I'll bring it to her and let her roast me. And if she doesn't roast me that hard, then I'll bring it to the guys in the band. So Heather's like my filter of like, because sometimes I'll really put some work into something and she'll be like, no, I don't like that at all. That's not good. Don't do that. And I'm like, okay. I would be curious to see what the comments are about you putting up with all that over the years.
And so now though, that we're at this stage, like there's like when he does musical things and other wives of other members are involved and they show up and they're supportive and I'm at the house chilling with the children. I'm like, listen, I paid my dues. I put in so much time at the beginning.
I know, yeah. When I go out and play somewhere, somebody else is like one of the other band wives will be like, oh, where's Heather? And be like, at home, I assume. Oh. I haven't talked to her in days. It's fun when we get to go on, like every so often I'll get to go to Christiansburg or something and do a gig and then we'll go get a hotel for the weekend. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
get a little vacation out of it. But see, that's the thing. I have put in all that work and time and everything. I'm like practiced and prepared and confident now, and so I don't have to do all that stuff. I mean,
yeah. Now when we go like out, like when it's like a mini vacation, we spend the day like we go out and eat somewhere. We go like shop in some shops, go to the pool or whatever, play some mini golf.
I go kick your butt at mini golf.
Mm-hmm. So we got actually go have a good time, and then now he's at this age in need of not needing to network. So as soon as the show's over, we pack up and split.
Yeah, I'm like,
we go hit up some food,
like,
back to the hotel.
Hey, thanks for coming, whatever. I don't know.
No, we're out.
I mean, like, we got stuff to do, and we, our backs hurt. I want to thank my wife for coming back on the channel. I think we determined she hasn't been on probably in like 2 years or something, since like right before Piper was born. So
it's been a while.
About 2 years. And if you guys enjoyed this, give a shout out to Heather in the comments. Drop a heart in there, as they say. Drop a heart in the chat. And let me know what you'd like to see Heather do on the channel next. And until next time, she and I will both catch you later.